Okay. Oh my God, move. You gotta go over there. That's the dog, Cooper. Go over there for a second. Can't do it right now. We putting in that work right now this morning. I cannot do it with you right now. You stay right there. All right, good morning. God bless. Like my mother always say, thank God for Jesus. We truly appreciate you. Welcome. It's a Toxic Talk Thursday. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show, featuring the Wake Up team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shout out to those folks over there in YouTube. I see the YouTube just clicked in. We're going to have a great show for you guys today. We truly appreciate you. We hope all is well with you and your family, and God bless you guys. And we do appreciate you guys for tuning in throughout the weeks. And thank you so much. That's Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Shout out to Sister Soldier, who's the moderator of the chat room. Guys, please, if y'all don't mind, when she throw the hearts in the chat room, uh, uh, let's all follow along. And I'm also going to follow along as well with the hearts. So shout out to Greg Young and Nut Hill. God bless you, bro. Truly, really good to see you this morning. And, you know, I truly appreciate you and thank you. Our special guest this morning is my man, the super hilarious Kenny Wu, comedian. So we look forward to that and thank you. How many times have I said thank you since I started in the last minute and 26 seconds? I must have said thank you 6 times already. And because I'm grateful and I'm humble, and I'm going to say it again. Thank you. Truly appreciate you. Please like, share, follow, subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show, featuring the Wake Up team. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. And thank you so much. Now, I know Neroma Johnson had hit me up on when we're doing a live podcast. And guys, we had to push it back all the way. I keep it real, all the way to September. So September, I'll have a date because I got to go to Comedy in Harlem tonight. So I get the date from Jamie, and we're going to do the live podcast at some point in September. I already got the dates from Cindy, the dates that she's available. Wait for Miss Miko to see what dates she's available. It's going to be on a Saturday. It's going to be early in the afternoon. And let's make history again. The Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team live podcast in September. I know, like, September, that's like a year from now. No, it's not. Time is flying. Look what today is. Today is what? Today is June the 19th. And that's what we need to talk about too. We're gonna get into the June 19th thing in a minute. But that's exactly what this is my vision on my vision board. When we dropped that flyer, that live podcast at Comedy in Harlem, we sold it out before. We did it twice and sold it out twice. And I want this place to be ram-packed, and we wanted to sell out. And I need everyone in the building, whether if you're coming from near or far, come on out. It's going to be in September. Neroma Johnson, I truly apologize to you because I know you've been inboxing me these dates. Now, before we start the show, what do I always say each and every morning? This is where you get your morning love, but most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. What did Sister Soldier say? Good morning, everyone in the chat room. Well, good morning. What's that? I can't see it. Damn it. Good morning, everyone in the chat room. We shared the live. Yeah, share the live. That's right, Sister Soldier. Thank you. Let's congratulate Sister Soldier, our moderator for the chat room. And God bless everyone in it. Now, we're going to get into Juneteenth in a minute, but I want to share this. And special shout out to all those folks over in YouTube. There's a lot going on out in this world, and we know that. From immigration to wars, to a whole plethora of situations that's going. Neroma, I just mentioned your name in the chat room. I just said we're going to do it in September, and I'll give you the date, and I do apologize. And thank you. And that's the 17th time I said thank you. Now, there's a lot going on in this world, and some people on a Toxic Talk Thursday, they really hold the world issues on their shoulders, along with their own personal issues that they're going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, it fascinates me that a lot goes on, and we're gonna get into the Juneteenth thing in a minute. The ambassador of the chat room, Vanetta George. Let's clap. Vanetta George is in the chat room. We're going to get into the Juneteenth. Yes. Happy Juneteenth. Definitely. We're going to get into Juneteenth. But a lot of times we have our personal issues that we go through in our lives at some point in our lives. And then there's a lot of times people take a lot of issues that's going on around the world that really don't affect them, and they put it on their shoulders as well. And a lot of people suffer behind that. So my question to you, before we get into Toxic Talk Thursday, and before we get into the celebration of Juneteenth, because we definitely gonna get into that. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Happy Juneteenth if you care. Have you ever suffered in silence, guys? Have you ever suffered in silence? Do you suffer in silence, or do you let it be known that you're going through something? Do you suffer with it? Says, thanks, Sean. Thanks, Sean. The only day of had an engagement in September is the 20th. Okay, the 20th. All right, I'm gonna try to work this around everybody's schedule. But have you ever suffered in silence, guys? Have you ever suffered, if you ever went through something, but you didn't want to share it with anyone? You didn't want to share it with nobody. You figure you just go through it yourself and get through those trials and tribulations that you're going through in your life? Or are you the type of person that you're going to share with everybody? Whatever you're going through, you're just going to share it. Have you ever done it? Have you done both? Have you ever shared something? I'm talking about something that's very intimate, that may be something private. I know a dude, a friend of mine lost his job, and he went online and I lost my job, right? And I don't know, but for me, like, I've lost a job before, but I didn't go public with it. I just got like another job. And there's been times where I've suffered in my life and nobody knew. Yo, my suffering in silence game, you won't know it. You would never know it. I mean, today I'm in a different stage in my life. Like, if I'm suffering, I'm going through something, I'm gonna share it. Of course, I'm married. I got I have a wife, and I think that these are partners and life partners that you should share what you're going through. Princess, what's going on? I'm waiting for Sister Soldier to drop those hearts so you can drop that black heart. But have you ever suffered in silence? Have you ever did that? Give me a number. My nephew, Lisa. I know we're going to get into Juneteenth. No doubt. Maria Norris, my homegirl. What's up? It was good to see you a month ago at the comedy show. God bless you. And welcome aboard. We're going to get into the Juneteenth in a minute. My man Kenny Wu is our special guest. He's going to come up and talk and hang out with us. But have you ever suffered in silence? You didn't tell nobody. But wait a minute. You got through it. There go those hearts, guys. There go those hearts. Let me see if I could put the hearts in there myself. Let me see if I could put my hearts, because I want to. There you go, guys. Look, there you go. I put the hearts in as well. Wait, did I? There I go. Wait. There go my hearts. See, there go my hearts. Two hearts. It's coming from YouTube, Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring SennyJ, and Facebook, the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. When you see Sister Soldier put those hearts in, let's all follow her lead. There go the black heart. There, ching, 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 ching. There go the black heart. Nobody in this chat room is allowed to put a straight black heart other than Princess Cox, no pause. And if you put a black heart in there other than Princess Cox, no pause, I'm going to put you in the Shawn Harvey penalty box for 5 minutes or for the duration of this show. Now, have you ever suffered in silence but got through it? Have you ever went through something in your life and you ain't tell nobody? You ain't tell nobody. You was like, all right, nah, let's keep this to myself. And you got through it. Or have you ever suffered on the Juneteenth? We're going to talk about Juneteenth. Juneteenth is a federal holiday that's probably not even recognized at this moment, only in certain locations of the country. If you're in the workforce right now and you're celebrating Juneteenth, all right, and you got the day off, put a number one in the chat room if you're still working and you had the day off for Juneteenth, which is a federal holiday. I think I'm right about that. Naroma Johnson, the ambassador of Vanetta, is this a federal holiday? Hey guys, thanks for following along with those hearts. Thank you for following along with those hearts. When Sister Soldier dropped those hearts, let's all follow them. Now, have you ever suffered and you shared it with everybody publicly? Have you ever shared it publicly with everyone? Or did you suffer in silence and like Naroma Johnson said, you prayed on it and keep it pushing and then you got through it? There's been times in my life that I suffered in silence by myself and I didn't tell nobody, didn't share nothing. It could have been a financial situation. It could have been a relationship. It could have been whatever it is that life throws at you. And I suffered through it and I got through it and nobody knew about it. Nobody knew about it. Have you ever suffered in silence or did you go public with your suffering? Which means, is that also the equation of like, what's that app what's that app when you're going through something and you ask for donations? I forgot the name of that app. Guys, what's that app when people die and they want to, what's that app? Jesus Christ, I should know that. What's that app when you ask for donation? They ain't praying for us anymore, folks. What is that app? That is it GoFundMe? Is that it? What's the name of the app? Hey guys, Young and Nut is right. Please share the show. Let's kick. Yeah, GoFundMe. Yeah, GoFundMe. So now you don't have to suffer it. Thanks, Princess. Now you don't have to suffer in silence, right? Because they got GoFundMe, right? If you're going through something, I'm not talking about something horrific. I'm talking about like your personal, like what you're going through personal. Like if you got to move somewhere or your car broke down. Is a GoFundMe, if your car breaks down, say your transmission or engine, something major on your car, is it acceptable to do a GoFundMe to get funds to repair your car? Is that suffering in silence? Or is that suffering in public? Now, Kenny Wu, we got Kenny Wu at 8:20, 8:25, man, the super hilarious Kenny Wu from Harlem, New York. Guys, thank you so much for following on the lead with Sister Soldier for providing the hearts in the chat room. And shout out to Princess Cox with the black heart. And shout out to all our new listeners. And thank you so much. Now, check this out. And I want to talk to my nephew about this, my nephew Lee Scott about this, because he's in Texas. And guys, by the way, we're going to be in Texas down in September. I'll be in Texas in September. Don't you know now in the news lately, before we talk about Juneteenth, and I need to talk about Juneteenth, yeah. Now there are ICE impersonators out there in these streets. There are ICE impersonators out there in these streets of forcibly arresting people and trying to get money from them. We got these Babylonians that are dressed up as ICE agents, and in this country, in certain parts of this country, Florida and Texas and a lot of other parts of this country, that are impersonating real ICE agents and extorting people for their money and their information. And that is horrific. That is terrible. That they're out there impersonating officers. Now, I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you guys to do me a favor. Without Googling anything, let's do a trivia. Let's do something like, I got a question for y'all. Don't Google nothing. And if you do, that's on you and God. I ask you a question. What does ICE stand for, guys? What does ICE, I swear to God, if one of y'all look, if y'all Google this, I'm gonna put you in the Shawn Harvey penalty box. What's the acronym of ICE? What does ICE stand for, guys? I'm gonna give y'all I need like 30 seconds for somebody to answer this without using Google or AI. Now, let's celebrate Juneteenth before Kenny Wu comes in. Let's celebrate Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to everyone, all us Black folks to celebrate Juneteenth. Today is June the 19th. Let me figure out something. Now, what does it say? It says Juneteenth, also known as Juneteenth Independence Day, commemorates the effective end of slavery in the United States. Let me see, what else does it say? It is celebrated on June 19th, marking the day in 1865 when enslaved people in Galveston, Texas was informed of their freedom. Slavery ended in 1865. Yeah. Slavery ended in 1863, and these folks didn't know about it till 2 years later. Emancipation Proclamation was issued on January the 1st, 1863. But it wasn't enforced in the Confederate States. And blacks in Texas began to celebrate Juneteenth in 1866, the year after. So imagine black folks, she put Ice Crush Slurpee. Yo, Diane Williams, that's hilarious. What does ICE stand for? Huh? There you go. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And white folks are out there impersonating ICE agents to forcibly arrest folks and get money from them and all type of information. That's where we live in. That's the world that we living in today. And you know how I feel about that. And happy Juneteenth, guys. Happy Juneteenth. There were slaves. The information for Juneteenth, the Emancipation Proclamation, that was when? That was January the 1st, 1863. That's when slavery ended. Abraham Lincoln said on January the 1st, 1863, slavery was over. Yeah, I know, Princess. I've been screwing up names lately. I know. I could read and talk better than that. I know. It's just me. I need to slow my ass down. Imagine slavery ended. Imagine you a slave, and you still slaving for 2 years, and you didn't even know what was going on. And then some general comes down there and say, "Yo, whoa, what are y'all doing down? What are y'all doing down here? What are y'all doing down here?" No, slavery is over. Hold on, let's see who we got here. All right, there you go. Hold on, Ken. Hold on, Ken. Don't say no. Let's see. Kenny, say something. Good morning.
What the deal? Good morning, bro.
Yo, everybody, come on, let's clap. The super hilarious, my man, the one and only from Harlem, New York, the closing act of the year. Funny as hell, my good friend for years and years and years. Everyone clap for my man, the one and only. Chat room clap for my man, Mr. the super hilarious Kenny Wu. Let's go, let's clap.
Appreciate you, bro.
Kenny, before we get into your whole situation, man, we were just talking about this. They got ICE agents out there people are impersonating ICE agents, arresting folks out there that's not even agents, taking money from them and their IDs and getting out of there. Yo, This is the racket of the year. And these
Yeah.
white guys out there, they got the full uniform on from Amazon. You can get you can get an ice jacket from Amazon, bro. And the little badge and the sedan, and you can go out there and I'm not trying to make fun of this, but this is horrible for my migrant friends that are out there living in torture in hell, trying to conceal themselves. And then as Kenny, they set you up. They want you to go to the federal government to give up some paperwork, and then they arrest you.
Yeah.
Kenny, they got folks out here impersonating ICE agents.
You know, they've been impersonating cops, so you know ICE agents ain't nothing. Shit. New York is a mess. We impersonate anything. You know how we don't play out in New York. Come on. You had cops running in houses that ain't even cops. Like you said, you get them little badges on Amazon, them little setups. So ICE, same thing.
And Kenny, two of the ICE agents was Asian dudes. They were Chinese.
That's hilarious there. I didn't even see that. That was on the news?
Yeah, it's been on the news for the last couple of days.
Wow.
And what type of country are we living in right now? Even though, like I said, y'all know how I feel about this whole immigration situation. A lot of these folks voted for Donald Trump and sort of like, you know, these Latinos who's acting real dope and real sexy last November. We vote for Donald Trump. We vote for Donald Trump.
Now the heat is on.
Right. Literally the heat is on.
They even arrested Brad Lander. Did you see how they arrested the politician? Corey Hope, the governor had to come get him out. ISIS ain't playing. ISIS turn it up.
Yo, Kitty. The ICE was saying, yo, listen, you're interfering with an arrest.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, when you interfere with an arrest, I think that goes with any law enforcement agency. Your ass gonna get locked up.
Yeah.
See, but the difference between that, though, when these politicians get locked up for these type of minor situations, it never goes on their record. It's almost like a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
Like they'll go back to work tomorrow. It's no problem. They got arrested. But Woo, how you feel about my migrant friends, man, that's been out there working hard in this country? I'm talking about the migrants that's not bothering nobody.
Yeah,
that go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? And now their lives are flipped upside down. Yo, we got the one and only Kenny Wu. If you never seen Kenny Wu do comedy, you out of your mind.
I can't guess.
Kenny, we get into that in a minute. Kenny, how do you feel about the migrant situation in America right now before we get into Juneteenth? And welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right.
It's sad right now because, like I said, the criminal migrants mess it up for the ones that come over here and want to be productive, take care of their kids and all that. Because you notice the mayor keep talking about, yo, we going at the ones that's doing crime. And it's true. Some of them is over here doing crime. You know what I'm saying? Prostitution, selling drugs, all types of stuff over here. But that shit mess it up for the brothers and sisters that's coming over here trying to provide for their family and do good. But in reality, it messed them up.
Hey, Kenny, let me ask you a question. Since you talked about New York, and Kenny, let them know where you're from before. I know where you're from, but let them know where you're from, Kenny.
Yeah, I'm from New York and I'm from the Harlem.
Kenny,
Harlem is the borough.
Kenny, I was Kenny Wu's from Harlem, New York, and I'm from the Bronx. We like distant cousins. We like cousins.
Yeah, right uptown.
Two different swags. You know what I'm saying? Kenny, I was at Commie in Harlem recently, and I was parking my car, and I couldn't find no place to park because, Kenny, they put these big, giant garbage bins out in the street, Kenny. Have you noticed those big, giant garbage bins that are now out in the, it's big. It takes up a parking space. Have you noticed this?
Nah, I ain't see that.
Yo, Kenny, when you go outside today, look across the street.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big garbage bin outside. You
And they put
probably
the garbage in the bins now?
Yeah, you put the garbage in the Princess, have you seen the big garbage bin in New York City where they put the garbage in? Or if it's not a garbage bin, let me know what it is.
You know what that probably is? To slow the rat crisis up, because the rats be going in the garbage and all that. So I don't know, but it's messing with the parking, I guess.
Guys, welcome to the show. Any place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey, Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the one and only, the super hilarious Kenny Wu. We're going to get into his comedy in a minute. Kenny, we also talked about suffering in silence real quick. Kenny, have you ever went through something in your life and you were suffering through it, but you ain't tell nobody about it and you got through it? I was telling folks that I had went through something in my life. I lost the job. Kenny, back in the day, I lost the job.
Mm-hmm.
And I was embarrassed that I lost the job.
So you ain't want to tell nobody. You was
So I
still
didn't
going
want to
to
tell.
work.
You
You was still getting up like you was going.
Kenny,
Yeah.
Kenny, I was leaving the crib and going to work like I didn't even have a job, Kenny. And Kenny, nobody knew about it because I was so embarrassed. But Kenny, you know what I did? Suffered in silence and got another job, and nobody knew that I lost the job. And then when people referred, like when I forgot that I had a new job and I talked about it, they were like, yo, what happened to the other job? Yeah, I left that job to get this job because I didn't want to suffer in silence. I didn't want to tell nobody. Now, there's some people, Kenny, that they go through things in life and they let everybody know.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
some people like that.
Yeah, they tell their business. They will sit there and go, yo, we're going through this. And like I said, it's nothing wrong with it. But some people definitely, their suffering game, nobody knows about it. I could be suffering and going through something, Kenny, and I will walk right into a room. What up, y'all? Everything good? Everything all right?
Inside you hurting, huh?
Yeah, but inside, there's a lot going on. Kenny, if there's been any point in your life that you suffered, but you got through it, but nobody knew about it, or if you went through something and you was like, you know what? Yeah, everybody on earth, this is what I'm going through. No judging. Have you ever been in those type of situations in your life?
Yeah, a couple of them. One of them was relationship wise. One of my girls had cut me off, but nobody knew, and I ain't tell nobody. I was just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want to go tell them I lost her because, they seen us together so long and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I never told nobody until they seen her with a new man. Then they was all coming up to me, yo, you all right? I'm like, what's wrong? I seen her with somebody. I ain't never tried because I felt bad. I ain't want to go up to them, yo, me and her broke up, because you know how some people, when you with someone, they think that y'all gonna live forever together. And then all of a sudden something go wrong and you don't tell your man. And that's the type of suffering I did inside. But it got out anyway because they seen her with a new man. So
yo, Kenny, I saw that one time with one of a friend of mine, the couple that I know, like, and they were together for sort of like what you're saying. It was together a long time, and these two were like they were right by the hip. Like you just saw them all together all the time. And then I went to an event and I saw a homegirl come up to me and introduce me to her man.
Yeah.
But she did it with so much conviction, like it was just normal. It was like, hey, Shawn, how you doing? I was like, hey, sis, what's going on? Good to see you. Much love. Oh, yeah, I'm good, Shawn. By the way, this is my new man, Craig. This is my new man. She said, this is my man, Craig. I was thrown off a little, Kenny. I was like, hey, man, how you doing, brother? Yo, it was like I just kept right on stride, even though in my mind I was shocked. I was like, "Oh my God,
he's like, where's my man?" I know.
But Kenny, here's the funny part: when I saw the guy, I saw the guy that I thought that they were together. I saw him months later.
Yeah,
and Kenny, I swear to God, I didn't even say nothing. I was like, yo, bro, what's going on, man? Everything good? Now, while this is going on, this young lady putting pictures of her, her new, like, this is a whole new life.
Yeah, that's too fast to go on the media.
Yeah, this is a whole new situation.
I
And
know
I
exactly.
still didn't go to that dude and go, yo, what happened, bro?
Yeah, you don't so yeah. If he come to you, it's cool. What I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So, but Kenny, he just went on with normal conversation. So I kept it just as normal. I didn't say nothing. He was just like, he was talking about other situations.
Yeah.
So
That's
so
funny.
that is suffering and sounds. But Kenny, did that work? Did that work for you? Was that the best way to deal with it?
I mean, it worked for me. That's the best way I dealt with it because I didn't want to go run around telling you I don't mess with it no more. I just kept it inside, but it got out anyway.
Yeah,
just like
Kenny, I had a public breakup and it was weird. You know what I mean?
uh-huh.
And I was forced, Kenny, to like, hey, listen, me and such broke up. We cool.
Yeah, y'all ain't
And that
together.
was another good. Yeah, that was a good thing about that relationship. Like we broke up, it was pretty cool. It wasn't no messy. No faces got scratched, and nobody went to jail, and nobody went on social media. It was none of that. It was a breakup, but it had forced me. It had forced me to talk about it. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring WakeUp team. We got the super hilarious, my man, good friend of mine, Kenny Wu. Yo, Wu, they showing you crazy love in the chat room right now. They're hitting you. They say someone said in the chat room that you're super hilarious and you're funny.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wu, today is Juneteenth.
Yeah.
All right.
Day slavery ended. Special day for us black folks.
Woo, and I want to talk about this before we get into your comedy. I think, and welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. We truly appreciate you. And Princess, stop laughing at me. I know I mispronounced a word or two. I know that. And God bless you. And God bless you. Woo, you think the Juneteenth turn up is really turned up in the New York, New Jersey area? Because I think Juneteenth is more turned up like in the South. I think in certain parts of the country, like Juneteenth is really it's really something major. And I think up here in the North, because I live here in Pennsylvania, right? There's
y'all should be turned up.
There is no turn up here.
Not in PA, that's the slaveries and the slaves and all that. PA, Philly, Virginia, Atlanta, all that down. Wow, that's
and Philly is different. Philly is about less than 2 hours from here. I don't live nowhere near Philly.
Okay.
Right, I live in between Philly and New York, and here where I live, even though we do have a Juneteenth celebration out here, no question about it, we do, but it's no turn up here. It's not obviously it's not the energy of New York, and it's not the energy of Philadelphia or maybe Atlanta or Texas. But do you feel, before we get into your comedy career, everybody, we got Kenny Wu here. This is my man. Do you feel the Juneteenth energy today in New York? Or have you been feeling it?
I mean, they've been posting around. I ain't been outside, but a lot of people said they're gonna celebrate hard with picnics and everything, So the buzz is out here.
Yo, Kenny, do you have any desire to wear like African Juneteenth gear? Like,
nah, I ain't gonna lie. I seen a lot of Juneteenth garments inside the store though, with the red, black, the green, the whole African centric outfit. But I ain't.
Yo, listen, Kenny, I'll say it for you. I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing that. I'm not.
You ain't putting your dashiki on, man. Cut it out, man. I know you got a dashiki in the house. Everybody got one, man.
Yo, put a number one in the chat room if you got a dashiki in the crib. Yo, I'm serious. I'm serious, guys. I'm not wearing that. I don't wear the gear. I'm sorry. I don't wear the gear. I'm the blackest person in this chat room.
It's for a cause, man. June 19th, man. Put your dashiki on, man. I'm going to find. I got two. I'm going to find one, man.
Yo, put a number one in the chat room if you wearing Juneteenth gear today. Put a number two if you're not. Let's keep it real. No disrespect. I honor Juneteenth and I honor what it's about. I get that. But am I gonna get geared up with the dashiki and the African wear? No. And put a number one in the chat room if you're getting dressed up like that today. To my man, the Godfather Solar, are you wearing your African gear? Talk to me. Who else? LaShawn Haynes Jones, you wearing your African gear? Sister Soldier, are you wearing your African gear? D-Lo Mathis, are you wearing your African gear? Talk to me.
A lot of people gonna put on their Afrocentric gear though. They gonna represent out there. You know, New Yorkers.
Kenny, do you think that what are the chances today that you think you're gonna see some folks out there wearing the gear?
Not my hood brothers. I know that. They ain't wearing
it. Kenny, why? Yeah, Kenny, why your hood brother? And I like the way you said that. You said it with so much endearment, all your hood brothers.
You know, they so ghetto, they ain't putting on that. You know what I'm saying?
Kenny, do they even know that it's Juneteenth?
Nah, a lot of them know it's Juneteenth because they throwing picnics and everything. There's a few picnics I might have to stop to today where they cooking out and everything, celebrate. They talking about they gonna be on the sidewalks. The cops can't stop us. Because, you know, they don't like them sidewalk picnics. So a lot of people say they're gonna be right on the block picnicking, right on the street, right in front of the building.
Yo, Kenny, that's the one thing I miss about living in New York. And I haven't lived in New York in 20 years, but I'm in New York at least once a week for my mom's.
Mm-hmm.
But Kenny, what I do, and then we get into your career, bro. What I do miss, Kenny, is those picnics. I mean, yeah, those barbecue setups in front of the building.
Yeah. Those be original. You already know that, Shawn. You know, come on, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right up and get mad at you when you live in the building. Ain't there something?
Yeah, Kenny, talk to me, man. How does that feel, man, when they setting up in front of the building and it's just a nice day outside and they got the little $9 grill out there?
I like it. I do a drive-by, give me a Frank or a burger and keep going. I like it. I mean, long as they ain't, you know, messing with nobody or blocking the entrance, let them rock out. But the cops don't see it like that. They put signs up on the tree. No picnics in front of the building. They usually do it like 4th of July. They ain't do it for Juneteenth. Ain't no signs up. You know, they put signs up, no picnicking on the sidewalk.
So you think they're going to let us live for Juneteenth?
I think there is. I think they ain't going to mess with us. They might not accept the grills, though.
The what?
They might not let you grill on the sidewalk because they talking about it's hazardous and all this.
Hey Kenny, I did a show on Fifth Avenue in the afternoon in Manhattan recently.
Oh yeah?
For a church group, right?
Okay.
And it was really nice. It was on Fifth Avenue and maybe 117th, 118th Street, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do remember. And I parked on Fifth Avenue between on 116th between Fifth and Madison, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I came out at the end of the event. I came outside to help my man with his DJ equipment to put his equipment in the car, and he was parked on Fifth Avenue in front of the place. And Kenny, I made the fatal mistake of not looking when I stepped off the curb because I was in the bike lane.
Oh, them bikes vicious. Them bikes flying right now, bro. You gotta be careful. You right. That bike lane vicious.
Kenny, I saw my life flash before me, bro.
Uh-huh.
And this dude was on a Citibank bike.
What, electric one or pedal one?
The pedal joint, the old school.
Oh man.
And Kenny, when I stepped out, I looked and he wasn't trying to stop. because I'm assuming that he thought that I was in the wrong.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Kenny,
you're in the lane. You're in the bike
right,
lane. Yeah.
right. I stepped back, and then he flew right by me.
Just miss you.
Kenny, talk to me, man. Like, what should are you giving those bike lanes the ultimate respect? What's going on?
Yeah, you got to be careful with them bike lanes. They talking about that right now on the news and all that, how them bikes is hitting people and all that. But that bike lane is serious. And like you said, if you ain't, you got to be mindful when you step in it, because some of them flying, they delivering that food. They, you know what I'm saying? They don't really see you. If you step out from a car, they can't really see you. And them bikes will tear you up. That's good that you step back. You got Shaolin in your blood, man. You was able to weave it.
Everybody, we got the one and only Kenny Wu, man. Super hilarious comedian on deck for Toxic Talk Thursday. Here we also celebrating Juneteenth, and we truly appreciate y'all. What was Juneteenth? Juneteenth, the U.S. Army notified slaves in Galveston, Texas on June the 19th, 1865, that slavery was over, and it had been over 2 years earlier, and they were still out there working.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, that's why, that's right. That's why, see, if they had social media back in those days, information got through a little faster.
That's right.
So we celebrate Juneteenth here on this show, and we have my man Kenny Wu. Kenny, you're a full-time comedian like myself, man, and I truly appreciate you as a friend, as a brother in comedy, and the way you work. Kenny, how did you get into comedy, bro?
Back in the day, like, you know, a lot of people said I was funny and everything, so it all started from school days when I was being funny. And then once I got arrested, I kept getting arrested selling them drugs, and I knew that wasn't for me. And I said, let me take a stab in this comedy. Everybody keeps saying I'm funny. And then I started shows. I bombed so bad, everybody
Wait.
out. And I bombed so bad.
Hold on, say that.
I said I bombed bad on my second show. You hear me?
Yeah, say that. No, repeat what you just said. I didn't hear nothing you said.
I said when I first started comedy, it was because a lot of people told me I was funny.
Right.
Funny. So let me give a crack at it. And I never had no jokes. I just get up there and dance and, you know, buffoonery type comedy. But people was loving me because they knew me. Until I bombed. I bombed one night real big. I invited everybody, my whole block there. And I bombed so bad. And I never forget it. It was at Jimmy's Cafe uptown. And then Ken Black went on. And Ken Black started not doing good. And he just stopped and said, y'all don't like me? Okay, keep playing around. I'll bring that last comedian back to the stage. And he was talking about me. And the whole crowd went down laughing. And he went on to kill. After that, I just started writing. I took it more serious. I ain't like that.
Yeah. You know, Kenny, I got the same type of story where I brought the whole neighborhood out, and then I bombed, and then I didn't bring the neighborhood back out for years.
Yeah.
My mom's, everybody, no more comedy. Y'all stay over there because I got to learn. I got to learn to be funny right now. I ain't got no time to play. But Kenny, I remember when you came in the game, I thought it was really funny. Like when you came in the game, I remember clearly, you used to have a lot of people come to the shows with you.
Mm-hmm.
You always brought people out to the shows, even as a new comedian. And I give you credit for that because when I was a new comedian, I did it one time. And like I said, I bombed, but I always had a problem, especially as a new comedian, bringing people out to watch me perform because I knew I wasn't funny. So I didn't want nobody to waste their time. But you did the total opposite. You was bringing people to the shows. And I was like looking at you like, yo, first of all, who is this dude? And secondly, why is he bringing all these people for his 4 minutes?
That's right. You're right. You're right.
Now, Kenny, you do a lot of shows, man, and And I always ask this question to comedians. And welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey Show. We got the hilarious Kenny Wu. Kenny, when was it that moment in your comedy career that you knew that you was funny? And I actually and I asked this question. I give you an example. What happened to me? One time I did a show in Jersey City, and Marlon Randolph was the host. And one of the feature acts had to leave because they had another show. And I had to follow that feature act after they left. And this comedian was funny as hell. And I performed after him, and I was just as funny as he was. And I got off the stage, and I was like, wow, like I belong, I could do this. Like I'm funny. I know I'm funny because I followed him. And that was like kind of like my defining moment. Kenny, in your comedy career, before we get back to the news and everything, what was that moment that you was like, you got off the stage or you was in the place in the comedy club or whatever, and you was like, you know what? I'm funny and I could do this. When was that, Kenny?
I'm glad you asked that. It's weird though, but you know when I knew I was really funny is when, I had really started in 2000, I say like 2. I was messing with Capone, but I was still in the street selling drugs. So I caught a conspiracy case, a secret indictment. I went to jail. I copped out to a 4 to 8. And while I was locked up, my man when I went upstate, my man knew I was killing. He heard about me, that I was rocking. I was getting real funny out there. So he put my name in to go to one of them festivals, comedy battles on when I was locked up. So I didn't sign up, but he signed my name, and I went up there, and man, I tore him up. I won 48 Pepsis. I was the number one winner. I won 48 Pepsis. That's when I said, if I could make these criminals laugh, I was the talk of the jail. Everybody, they was calling me Omar Epps. They was like, yo, Omar Epps is funny. I was like, yo, I don't even look like Omar Epps. The whole jail was calling me. Some saying Omar Epps, some saying Chappelle. But once I knew I could make them criminals laugh, and it was like 200 of them in the auditorium, and I killed it. I said, I'm ready. I'm ready now.
Now it's weird that you say that, Kenny, and let's just stay here real quick. And welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started. Right, Kenny, I used to do the Rikers Island shows with A.G. White, and I know you've done those shows as well. And I used to fight with myself internally, Kenny. And welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started. Right, it's the Juneteenth special. The one and only Kenny Wu is on deck with us right now. Kenny, I used to fight with myself for doing the shows. The pay was great. The pay was great. And I used to fight with myself going into Rikers Island doing the show because I used to think to myself, like, yo, why am I making these dudes laugh? I'm in here. These niggas is in jail. Why am I coming in jail to make them laugh so they can feel better about themselves after what they did or whatever crime they committed? Kenny, I went into one particular building. It was a domestic violence building for the men. Yo, Kenny, it was packed in there. It was like 400 dudes in there.
At the show?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, and then the next day, I went into the women's house.
Yeah, we did at Rosie's. Yep, I did Rosie's. Yeah, the female.
So I'm going to the women's house, Kenny, and these chicks are hitting on me heavy. They're like, yo, if you give it, let's exchange information. You could come see me. You know, I need things. Blah blah blah. I was like, yo, if y'all don't get out of my face. But Kenny, did you feel? I mean, I did the job and I had a good time, and you know, I whatever. But Kenny, do you feel a certain way, even though you've been locked up? But now that you're going into the prison, telling the jokes as a free man, like it's Juneteenth for you, free. It's Juneteenth for you. Kenny, do you feel a certain way telling jokes to folks that beat up their girlfriends.
That's
Or that
weird.
doesn't even,
But see,
or that doesn't even.
see, honestly, the places I was performing in, I really didn't know they crime. See, you knew they crime. See, I didn't. They just was all mixed in. You had drug dealers, robbers, killers, some fighting the body, all types of, you know what I'm saying? So they was mixed in. And me, when I went there, it was like, I was happy to make them laugh because, you know, I've been there, so I know what they go through inside. So to make them, you know what I'm saying, feel good inside was priceless to me.
Got you.
But I
So,
understand where you're coming from.
and then Kenny, when I went and I was doing it for AG, I was doing it with AGY for a while. But Kenny, it was very disrespectful for the correction officers, Kenny, when the ladies, because you have to go on the line to check in to go into the jail.
Yeah.
And the correction officers was really talking to the women that was going to see their men that was locked up. That
they
was
taking
so.
some of them.
Say what?
I said some of the COs was taking guys, girls on the low. They was going to mess with them. My man my man girl started messing with a CO. She scooped him while they was on, you know, coming to see him. Word up. You right.
Yo, Kenny, the way when I was online looking at it, like on a physical line to get checked in to go into the jail, I was looking at these dudes. They were being so flirtatious to the women, man, and I was like, wow, like first of all, you're at work. Like you're at work. I'm for sure they got some type of guidelines on not to mess with the visitors, but I'm for sure that they don't care about that
at all.
And Kenny, let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you. Correction officers to me are like legal thugs. I would never date a woman that's a correction officer. That's a correction officer. They in jail getting slutted behind by that's a whole freaky fraternity over there. No disrespect to correction officers. I don't trust. I work with corrections officers. You work with corrections officers doing private shows, and the stories that corrections officers share to me, I'm like, yo, I would never. Guys, if you're a correction officer, stay the hell away from me.
Terrible. Some of them messing with the prisoners.
Kenny, we work with a lot of promoters. Welcome to the show, any place on earth where you get your morning started right. Juneteenth special, but we got my man, the one and only comedian, Kenny Wu. Kenny, there's promoters that we work with that are on point. That are on point. Yo, you got promoters that we work with. Soon as you see their name, it's all good. It's good. And then we got some promoters that shouldn't be promoting, that don't have any money, that comes with the sad story.
That's right.
We don't get the money, or we get half the money, or there's this whole big situation. Kenny, one time a promoter didn't pay me for a show, so he felt bad about it. And genuinely, he was a good dude. He just screwed up. He's just an idiot. So Kenny, what I did, I said, listen, this is what we're gonna do. Oh, there go those hearts. Sister Soldier, just put the hearts in the chat room. Guys, put the hearts in the chat room if you don't mind. Kenny, this is what I did with this promoter. I said, listen, because he felt bad. And I knew that he felt a certain way, this promoter. So I said to the promoter, I go, listen, this is what we're gonna do. Let's do like a 30-day payment plan. Let's do $100 a week for the month, and your balance is paid. Shout out to my man. Oh, Doug B's in the chat room. He's a former corrections officer.
Yeah, shout out to Doug B. Doug B, our boy.
Yeah, Doug, we love you, Doug.
For sure.
And Kenny, guess what? The promoter honored the payment plan.
Oh, that's good.
He
At least
gave Kenny. He gave me $100. The job was $400.
mm-hmm.
Kenny, he gave me $100 like every Saturday. And then Kenny, guess what? He hired me again, and I took the job, and everything worked out. Now, there's
That's
been
good.
times, Kenny, where I worked with a promoter, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't get the money. It was terrible. It was a bad experience. It was the worst. None of us got paid. It was not good. And this was years ago. I would never put myself in that position today, but I didn't know back in those days.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Kenny, have you ever been in a situation where you had some turbulence with a promoter? The money wasn't like it was just weird. Like, have you ever walked into a room and there was nobody there, and you're like, "Yo, where my money at?" Have you ever been in a situation like that in your comedy career?
Yeah, a few times. One time it was packed, and I performed for this lady, man, and that was my fault too. At the end of the night, she told me she gonna pay me next week, talking about the DJ, the security. I said, Miss, you can't be serious. But she met me though. I ain't gonna lie though. She met me next week and gave me my money though. But I was mad though. I ain't gonna lie. I had sweat coming down my head. She took them up. Everybody got paid except me. Ain't that something? She said the security. She started naming the DJ. I was like, yo, what they got to do with me, miss? I'm so sorry. I get paid at the end of this week. You could meet me. She met me in Harlem and gave me my 300 though. So I got to give her that though. But I was mad at the moment. I was tight.
And that's why I said in the beginning of this conversation, shout out to the promoters who really they're just stand-up guys. That's all about their business. That stand on all 10 toes. And guys, Doug B in the chat room, he's actually one. Doug, I don't even know you walked into the chat room. Doug B is actually one of those promoters. And Kenny Wu and myself have dealt with Doug many a time.
Doug Fisher. Doug B.
And
Fisher.
Doug B, you know what? I'm going to give a round of applause to Doug. Kenny, let's give Doug a round of applause.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Kenny, there's a lot of competition in comedy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I think it's friendly competition when I talk about the stage. There's comedians that are out here kind of like, and there's nothing wrong with it. They want to chop each other heads off.
Yeah, you're right.
I look at the New Jack comedian, and God bless the New Jack comedian. You know, they go up first, they second, they're working on their craft, which we all been there, no question about it. Right. But as you become funnier, it becomes, you really literally have to bring your A game every night of the week. And I look at it as a positive for me, because a lot of times when I'm performing, I'm either last, next to last, people are ripping and rocking the room, and then I gotta go up. And I feel like it is a real healthy pressure for a comedian like me to stay on my toes, to be funny. Kenny, do you welcome that type of pressure? Do you want comedians to perform well in front of you? Because a lot of comedians, they don't want that smoke in front of them. And then they want to get all the glory at the end. And we could talk, and I would never mention no names, but you got major headliners, and I'm talking about national touring comedians that don't want a thorough comedian on their tour because they're too funny.
That's for sure.
Kenny, do you welcome that? Do you welcome the pressure of a comic being funny before you, and then you go up?
Yeah, I love it because I already know, you know what I'm saying? I know my comedy. So it don't really bother me. Like certain, like me and Isaiah was talking about that, how he said Lavelle Crawford, he don't care. He like to put up heat in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Like Cat Williams, he like to put up heat in front of him. Some comedians like to put that heat in front of them and go up there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you sparring with, like boxers sparring. You want the best spar. You know what I mean? To keep you on your toes. Like you said, you don't want nobody to come up there that be, you know what I mean? You have to go. But some comedians play it safe like that. Me, I brace it. Long as they ain't got 100 guest spots in front of me, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. Like I embrace that. Like if a comedian's going up there and they being funny as hell, then just bring it. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just do what I do.
That's
Because you
right.
need that. You need to feel it. And that's like with any job that people go through. You need to feel that. You need to feel that pressure to perform better. Now, Kenny, before
Yeah.
we get out of here, tonight we
Mm-hmm.
got OKC Thunder against the Indiana Pacers. This is game 6. OKC is up 3-2.
Yeah.
The Indiana star player Halliburton is hurt, and I don't know if he's going to play
But
tonight.
they said he gonna play. That's what they said, but I don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now, the season is over, man. It's just like the Stanley Cup. It's about to be a wrap. Seen what Florida Panthers did. Same thing OKC about to do. 3-2 and it's over.
Yeah. Guys, I think it's over. I think OKC is going to win the NBA championship. And Kenny Wu, the New York Knicks still haven't found a head coach. Kenny, why the hell did they fire Thibodeau? And now they don't even have a coach and nobody wants the job.
Yeah, they tried to get Mark Jackson. I don't think he won it. They tried to get a couple of guys who don't want it. I mean, Tom Thibodeau, he did some bad moves, but I don't think he should have been fired, though, because he did have the Knicks. He pushed them further than they've been in a long time. So they should at least give him another year, another shot at the title. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started. Right? Put a number 1 in the chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put a number 2 if you didn't. We got the one and only, the super hilarious Kenny Wu on deck. Kenny, you know why? And we're going to get out of here, Kenny. We're going to give you the last word in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny, you know why I think the Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau? Not only because
What?
we lost to the Pacers, but I think if he would have took the Knicks to the finals,
Yeah.
there would have been billions of dollars being made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like New York City would have lost his mind. People would have been buying merchandise, hotel rooms. I think they fired him because they was like, yo, you have to take us to the next level, whether we win the finals or not. You got to take us there because we lost. The city must have lost $17 billion because they couldn't get to the next round.
You right though. Yeah.
So maybe they might, and then also the owner's an asshole. So he's like, yo, get rid of him. But I think that might be one of the reasons why, because when the Knicks lost, they didn't go to the next round, the finals, there was too much money on the table. Imagine the Knicks was in the finals, the hotel rooms, the people flying in, people selling gear, the Uber industry, the nightlife, the celebrities coming out.
All that.
Everybody, and he couldn't get us there. And I think ownership was like, you got to go.
Might have been the most televised championship. Right now, the ratings is they ain't watching this championship. OKC and Indiana ain't getting that views like that. They said it's like one of the weakest views in championship history. They was talking about that on First Take.
Hey, good morning, guys. We truly appreciate you, man. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the WakeUp team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. But our special guest this morning is the super hilarious Kenny Wu. Y'all show Kenny some love in the chat room. But yeah, Kenny, it was all about the money. But Kenny, let me ask you something. The way that they fired the coach abruptly, the way they did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, say if you was a basketball coach, and the Knicks called you. They was like, yo, we need comedian Kenny Wu. Kenny, we're going to give you the job. We're going to pay you $5 million a year, blah, 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 blah. Kenny, after they fired the previous head coach, would you take a job like that knowing that the job security is not there at all? Because this is a man who who coached the Knicks for 5 years. They had 2 back-to-back 50-year wins. They went to the conference, the Eastern Conference Finals. They won the most games they did in a long time. They had a dynamic team, and they still fired the coach. Kenny, would you take a job like that?
Nah. I'd be skeptical too. I'd be most definitely skeptical because now you thinking, man, I get with them, they might fire me in one season or something. So I would be skeptical.
All right, hey guys, we got Kenny Wu, and yeah, LaShawn Haynes Jones put in there Kenny Wu, aka Boom Dooms. Kenny, that is a legendary joke about you and the train and the way that makes all those sounds, man. That's one of the top 10 jokes in New York City and in the country, and we truly appreciate you, bro. Kenny, thank you for Kenny. Where can they find you, bro?
I'm on Instagram, Comedian Wu1. And I'm on Facebook as Comedian Felony. I ain't get my TikTok game up though, but I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And you can follow me on Cash App as $ Kenny Comedian Wu. Yo, thank you for having me, man. You know I love you, Shawn Harvey. We done been through the trenches, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. I love you too, Kenny, man. I appreciate you. And I see you soon, bro. And thank you so much for rocking with us, man. We appreciate you. You can log out. Thank you, bro.
All right, my brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, guys, listen, man. Put a number 1 in the chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put a number 2 if you didn't. Okay, Juneteenth. Okay, today is Juneteenth in 1865. Slavery ended for the people in Galveston, Texas that didn't even know nothing about it. It took them 2 years to find out that slavery was over. Thanks, guys, for the number 1s. If you enjoyed the show today. Question: who has the African gear in the chat room, whether if you wear it or not? Who has the dashikis and all the African gear? I have no African gear in the crib. Put a number 1 chat room if you got a dashiki or something African. And are you wearing it today for Juneteenth? I'm gonna tell you right now, Bernadette and Danielle Williams, I'm not wearing no African gear today. I don't have any. Am I wrong for that? Am I wrong for not dressing up for Juneteenth today? Are we supposed to? Talk to me. Who? Sister Soldier, you have the African gear. Are you wearing it today? Guys, listen. LaShawn Haynes Jones, what you right? You said I'm not wearing it today. The Godfather Solar, you have the African gear? Because I know you're one of the best dressers in the chat room, bro. Are you wearing the gear right now? I've never wore African gear in my life. I'll be honest with you, I never wore it. Princess, you have African gear? Come on, knock it off. Every time I see you got on a Yankee fitted, knock it off. I don't think I've ever had any African gear. I should be ashamed of myself. All right. Guys, listen, tomorrow we got another special guest. What you said, you got the authentic African gear? I will be in a head wrap though. Okay. Is it an African head wrap? Danielle? I don't know. I never Bernadette, right? It's not, I don't know. It's not for me. I never had the African gear. Should we start wearing that? I'm not going to wear it. I'm not. Am I wrong for that? I'm not going to wear the African gear. But I'll be honest with you. I felt so good saying that. Am I wrong for saying that? All right, guys, we got a special guest tomorrow. I am Danielle. I am wrong. I'm wrong for that. I think I'm cultured as an African American man. I'm just not gonna wear the gear. And what I wanted to do last year, what I didn't do, I do want to go to the African American Museum uh, in Washington, D.C. We was gonna go last year, but the schedules was crazy and I couldn't even get the summer off last year, and it's kind of looking like I can't get the summer off this year. But my family and I, we want to go down to the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. Put a number one in the chat room if you guys have ever been to the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. Am I wrong for not saying that? African. Danielle Williams, let me borrow your head wrap. I got to head to New York tonight. I got a show tonight with Miss Jones from 94 The Block at Comedy in Harlem. It's a heat wave. And guys, let's talk about that real quick. Be careful. Be careful. It's a heat wave out here in this part of the country. I hope you guys are hold on. You got the colonized attire. Are you serious? You saying I got the Babylonian wear right now? Is that what you're saying? I got on some Nike running pants, some Nike sneakers, and an official white t-shirt. Am I being disrespectful today? Am I being disrespectful? All right, guys, listen, thank you so much. We truly, Summer Rain, man, God bless you, Summer Rain. Thank you so much for tuning in and rocking with us, man. I truly, truly appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you. I hope you guys were entertained today. Look, I done went over 11 minutes, so I got to go. Well, 10 minutes I went over. I got to go. I'm getting in the car and I'm going to New York. I got to help my mother. I got to do some running around for my mother, Mama Harvey. So I'm getting in the car right now and I'm heading from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to the Bronx, New York right now. And I might record my journey for today. And then tonight, Comedy in Harlem, big show tonight with Miss Jones from 94 The Block. And then this weekend, I got some really major big shows in South Jersey. So I'm truly blessed and I do appreciate. All right, guys. Listen, we see you tomorrow. We got a special guest tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are out of here. Put the hearts in the chat room. Shawn Harvey Morning Show Wake Up Team, 100% committed. And Danielle Williams and all the rest of you guys, it was good seeing you guys in the chat room. And God bless you. Bernadette, God bless you. It's good to see you. Guys, we see you tomorrow. Remember, the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team for now is Monday, Thursday, and Fridays from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And like I said, I'm praying on it because I want to bring the show back Monday through Friday, but only 1 hour a week. Okay. I mean, 1 hour a day. Not like we used to do it 4 hours a day and all day. We can't do it. We can't do it like that. But I'm praying on it and hopefully everything works out. That will be the case. But guys, I love you guys. You guys be safe. Take it easy. God bless you. And we see you tomorrow, God willing. I am out. Let's go.